As the Ukraine-Russia conflict drags on, Russian President Vladimir Putin has made a bold move. He's decided to relocate one of Russia's most sacred icons from a museum to a Moscow cathedral. Now, here's something fascinating. Back in the 60s, it was suggested that Jesus might have been a black man. Have you ever seen biblical icons that depict Jesus, the Virgin Mary, Elisha, or King Solomon with dark skin? If you have, then what I'm about to share might not come as a complete surprise. Russia has recently opened up its vaults, revealing biblical icons that show these figures with darker skin. This isn't some rare, unusual depiction. It's actually a more accurate representation that challenges the conventional imagery we're all used to. These icons carry deep meanings and uncover hidden truths, sparking intriguing questions about history, faith, representation, and the often overlooked corners of religious art. And I've got to ask, how are some of you feeling now that Putin has opened up the vaults and shown what many of us have been saying all along? The man the world often refers to as Jesus. Yeah, he's a black man, through and through. So, ladies and gentlemen, gather around because this video is about to blow your mind. Get ready to uncover some truths that have been hiding in plain sight. If you're as intrigued as I am, hit that like button to show your support. Share this video with your friends and family so they can join in on this eye-opening conversation. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to stay in the loop for more enlightening content. In this video, we're diving deep into the origins of some truly unique religious icons, why Vladimir Putin has taken a special interest in unveiling them, how the world has reacted, and what the Bible actually says about Jesus' appearance. So buckle up because we're about to explore the fascinating history of Black Jesus icons in Russia. The history of these Black Jesus icons goes way back to the 14th century. Thanks to the dedication of museums, these icons have been carefully preserved over time. What makes them stand out is their portrayal of predominantly black figures, which is quite a departure from the typical European depictions of Jesus and his followers that most of us are familiar with. Now, let's take it even further back. The earliest known painting of Christ, found in Syria around 235 AD, shows him with short, woolly hair and dark skin. This stands in stark contrast to the more popular image of Jesus as a bearded, fair-skinned figure with wavy light brown or blonde hair, often with blue eyes, a portrayal deeply rooted in Western interpretation. But here's the thing. It's crucial to understand that the Bible represents a world before the color prejudice we're so used to today. The Bible reflects a time and place that had a very favorable view of black people, a multicultural world. One of the great tragedies of the last 400 years has been the creation of white supremacy by Europeans and white Americans. In doing so, they've taken sacred and secular images of victorious and positive figures and made them white, while recasting blackness into something negative. So, how does Vladimir Putin fit into all of this? Well, during a visit to the Solovetsky Monastery, Putin was introduced to a 16th century icon depicting Black Jesus. This encounter sparked his interest in these rare religious artifacts, leading to a renewed effort to restore and promote them across Russia. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has emerged as a strong advocate for the preservation and recognition of Black Jesus icons, acknowledging their significant role in Russia's cultural and religious heritage. His support has not only fueled the restoration of these icons but also ensured their integration into the public domain, giving them the visibility and appreciation they truly deserve. When restorers began peeling away the dark layers of time, they uncovered an overwhelming beauty hidden beneath, so stunning, in fact, that it left the renowned artist Henri Matisse, who was in Moscow at the time, in complete awe. He famously remarked that it's here in Russia, where artists should come to learn to paint, not in Italy. Even though a standardized image of Jesus had taken shape over time, often depicting him as a bearded, long-haired figure, these images still reflected the distinct ethnic characteristics of the cultures in which they were created. That's why it's no surprise that we see variations, like Black Jesus, in different parts of the world. Now, the world's reaction to these newly unveiled icons has really highlighted the ongoing debates about how religious figures are represented and the power of art to challenge societal norms. But honestly, who's really shocked by this? Gang? I mean, let's be real, people have been praying to a black Jesus for ages. It's been a truth that's just been waiting to resurface. I don't know about you, but I'm thrilled that this truth is finally getting the recognition it deserves. I've known this deep down for as long as I can remember, so seeing others wake up to it is truly satisfying. It's a victory for truth, even if it's wrapped up in a complicated package. We're here to celebrate that. But let's not kid ourselves. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes than we might realize. This isn't just about religious art, it's psychological warfare on a global scale. When someone like Putin, who's been known to crack down on religious groups in his own country, starts pushing for the recognition of Black Jesus, you have to wonder what's really going on. Trust me, there's way more to this than meets the eye. And let's not forget, we're talking about a world where all religions and governments are more interconnected than we might like to admit. Not in a good way either. Think back to the unity we saw during the March of 2020. It's an unsettling unity, and it makes you question what's really driving these revelations. Now, the unveiling of these Black Jesus icons has caused quite a stir globally. Remember when the Archbishop of Canterbury suggested reconsidering how we portray Jesus after George Floyd's murder? The Russian Orthodox Church wasn't having it. They claimed that such depictions go against church laws. On the flip side, portraying Jesus as Black has also become a powerful symbol of support for the Black Lives Matter movement. And if Jesus were here today, what would he say? I'm pretty sure he'd say, "Lives matter," but not just any lives, all lives. That includes the lives of the unborn, the marginalized, and everyone in between. As a Christian, I'm committed to the belief that life is sacred from the moment of conception to natural death. To illustrate this, there's even an art piece called The Last Supper that portrays Jesus as the Son of God, the Messiah, and the Savior of humanity, has had an unparalleled influence on billions of people around the world, shaping their beliefs, values, and lives. Whether he's depicted as Black or white, it's important to remember that these portrayals are a matter of artistic expression and interpretation, reflecting the cultural and historical context in which these icons were created. Now, let's talk about what the Bible actually says about Jesus' appearance. One of the key scriptures is Isaiah 53:2, where it describes Jesus as having no stately form or majesty that would attract us to him. This passage really drives home the idea that Jesus wasn't physically remarkable. He was ordinary in appearance, not someone who drew attention based on looks. Then, there are other scriptures like Matthew 26:67, 27:30, and John 19:3, which detailed Jesus' appearance during his brutal scourging before the crucifixion. His appearance was so disfigured that he barely resembled a human being. These scriptures give us a raw glimpse into the physical reality of Jesus' earthly life, a far cry from the serene, idealized images we often see. Now, let's circle back to the Black Jesus icons found in Russia. These icons challenge the traditional depictions of Jesus, pushing us to think more deeply about religious imagery and what it represents. They've sparked a broader conversation on religious art and identity, not just in Russia, but internationally. For anyone familiar with icons, you'll immediately recognize that these images aren't just any old paintings. They're profound symbols, like the Trinity, or the asterisk Hospitality of Abraham, asterisk by Andrei Rublev. Vladimir Putin's involvement in unveiling these icons has only heightened their significance, drawing even more attention to this important dialogue. Vladimir Putin has decided that now is the perfect time to open one of Russia's oldest vaults, a vault that's been sealed for centuries, preserving some of the most significant religious art ever created. This isn't just any vault. It's been safeguarding priceless depictions of who Jesus was and what he looked like. So why now? Why has Putin chosen this moment to unveil these ancient treasures? Let me tell you, this move is going to ruffle some feathers, especially within the religious community. And honestly, I can see why. So here's the thing. Putin is essentially telling a large segment of the Christian community that their long-held belief that Jesus was white might not be so accurate. That's going to stir up some serious emotions. For those who might not fully grasp how Christianity has been intertwined with colonization, let me break it down. Religion, specifically Christianity, played a huge role in colonization, providing colonizers the justification they needed to conquer other lands. But the truth is, Jesus was black. Now, the Bible doesn't give us a detailed physical description of Jesus, and that has allowed for a wide range of artistic interpretations over the centuries. These interpretations reflect the varied perspectives, priorities, and cultural influences of different groups and generations. We hope you found this information both enlightening and thought-provoking. We'd love to hear what you think, so don't be shy. Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future content. Thanks so much for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.